Okay, so thank you everyone for taking the time on this Friday morning for this session. And I just want to say to start off, thank you so much for all of your support. The session was initially planned for new schools that are starting up Gamerize this year.
Good morning.
Um, I didn't want to have to kind of give the session 100 times over, so I wanted to get everyone together. Um, but I'm seeing a lot of our customers, our users that have been using Gamerize for some of you are going into your third year now. So thank you so much for your support. It really is thanks to you all that we've been able to continue to develop Gamerize and add interesting new features like the classroom battle this year. And we're expanding the pet feature this very soon as well. And that's really only been possible because we have so many big fans like you guys. So thank you so much. And if you're new to Gamerize, welcome. I hope so. I'll be covering mainly the basics, but because a good majority of you are already Gamerize users, if you have any kind of specific questions or requests or things you want me to cover, feel free to ask as we go along. Or if right now, if you can just throw some things in the chat, if there's anything specific that you want to make sure that I get to today, throw that in the chat. And then as I get to that point, I'll make sure to include that as well. Yeah, I think that's about it. So let's get started. So the kind of goals, the menu, what we're going to go through today, we'll look at adding students, different ways to add students, removing students, pausing subscriptions for students, also changing schools if you've got multiple schools and you want to move students from one school to another. We'll also look at how to make classes. Many of you might want to archive your last year's classes and put your students into new classes this year, so we can show you how to do that as well. Mackie, I will need you for that. Also, how to make adventures. Most of you already know how to make adventures, but I want to show you some of the kind of interesting content that you might not know about as well. Things for phonics, also grammar lessons that maybe isn't getting used so much. Possibly you're not aware of it. Then also how to assign adventures to classes or individual students. We'll have a quick look at the analytics, and then probably a lot of you need a bit more explanation about the classroom battle feature. So hopefully we can set up a classroom battle and everyone can give that a try. And I'll answer any questions and get you ready to run classroom battles at your school. Oh, and then finally, yeah, we'll take a look at a couple of things in the settings panel within the app that you might not be aware of that are also really useful that we've added in response to certain feedback that we received. So let's get going. So the first thing we'll look at is just how to add students. All right, so let me screen share the dashboard. Sorry. One thing I did forget as well. I'm not sure if everyone has Gamerize on a device at hand. If you haven't downloaded it yet, I'm just going to screen share the QR codes, and this will let you at the end when we do the classroom battle. It'll allow you to join in with that as well if you have it downloaded. So just real quick, if you want to download it on the App Store, it's right here. You've got it there, Gabe. Great going. And if you want to use it on an Android device, please scan here. Just give you a couple minutes for that, a minute for that.
That's
great. Okay. And just let me know if you didn't have a chance to download that and you don't have it, I'll show it again. Just put something in the chat if you do need that. All right, so let's take a look at the dashboard. So first of all, for adding students, there are two basic ways. One way is through us. So you can, most of you have received at some point an Excel sheet. if you give us an Excel sheet with your students' usernames, passwords, possibly email, uh, first name, last name, then we can upload them in bulk. But throughout the year, if you are adding students little by little, again, feel free to just message us their information and we can make accounts for you and send you the login printout. However, the other way to do it, hold on, let me actually go to my school. No, that's fine. Is to use the code. So on your dashboard, this is your owner profile right here. If you click on that, you'll see a code here. And so this is an institute code or institution code. You can use this in the app when you sign up, and the student will automatically be added to your school. One other little thing you might need to know, you can hit refresh code if your code happens to get leaked. If you somehow have students that are joining your school, this has never happened, but we put this feature in place just in case. If you do have students who are suddenly joining your school, maybe one kid kind of found out the code and they shouldn't be able to, and they leaked it, then you can just hit refresh code and it'll change this. All of your students will stay in your school. They won't be removed, so no worries about that. But anyone else who wants to join will have to use the new code. So this code, let me just write it down, ET9T4. So then we can go to the app side. And here you can go to sign up. And then just fill this out as usual, email, username, password. And then if you have a teacher code or school code, in this case, we're using school code, click this button. If you're using an institution code, don't fill this out. Leave that blank, and you can fill in your code here. So in this case, it was the ET9T4. And if that's all filled out and you hit sign up, that student will automatically appear in your school dashboard. So yeah, if you've got one by one throughout the year and you don't want to trouble us, which I don't mind at all, again, you can add students to your school that way. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. Does anyone have questions about adding students? Please put them in the chat. I can't see everyone's faces at the moment. Or just put your hand up at any time. Okay, so the next thing would be removing students.
Question.
Go ahead.
So you have to add students individually, right? You cannot add a lot of students at the same time, right?
If you want to add a lot at the same time, you need to send the list to us and we can get that.
Okay. So if not, do it individually. I can do that by myself. It's no problem.
We did have previously we had the function that you could bulk upload from the dashboard.
All right.
But if you upload, let's say 50 students and there's an error in one of them, it would cause problems and it would happen over and over again. So it wasn't working.
All right.
Now for removing students, this is quite simple. We'll go to students, my students. You can search the name. So this is just a sample dashboard. There's the student. We go to more, and then we can go to delete. Are you sure? Yes. So that student has now been removed from the dashboard. I get a lot of questions about whether that erases the student's account. It does not erase the account. So if the student wants to continue on their own with a direct subscription through the App Store, they can.
Okay.
But they'll be asked to subscribe through the App Store and they won't get the subscription through you. In fact, the accounts only will be deleted if the student requests account deletion through the settings panel in the app. Let me just show that really quickly.
Adam, can I ask a quick question about that?
Yes, go for it.
So if you remove them, they still have their account. What are they able to do without a subscription?
So without a subscription, they can't really do anything. What they will get like a free trial through the App Store, which is I think 4 adventures.
Okay,
And
okay,
then after that, they would have to pay or it's essentially locked. They can't do anything.
okay. Well, thanks.
But it saves their data. A lot of students, some students really get quite upset if they lose their data, so it's there.
Thanks for doing that.
Um, uh, oops. Uh, but just really quickly, I want to show you on the settings panel here. So if a student does want to actually erase all their data, they can do it through here. They'll go to the settings panel and go to delete account. And let's not do that because that's my own account. And that actually sends a request to us, and we usually let it sit for a week or so because kids sometimes might just be messing around in the panel and they don't actually want to delete it. So uh, we don't do it immediately. Okay, let's go back to the main panel here. Okay. So if you want to basically pause a subscription, um, the only way to do it is to remove them from the dashboard as we showed you just now, and then later on add them back to the school. Let's say they took 3 months off, and you don't want them to be able to use your subscription for that time. You can remove them from the dashboard, and then when they return, this is where you'll need to go uh, into their app, then go to, again, settings panel, um, change code, and then we would put the code right here. So actually, I'll put my personal account into the account we're using right now. So uh, T9 T, was that a 4 or an H? It's a 4. 4. There we go. Oops. Sorry. Let me try that again. Change code. ET9 T4. So there, my code has been changed. So now I've gone, if I didn't have it and I wasn't in the school, now I've been added to the school. Uh, there we go. And just to show that as well, if I go now to students, there I am. So this is the account I just added to this dashboard. So easy enough. Any questions about that? Oh, someone's got a question in the chat here. I was a little late. Could you guide me to the interface, please? I mean the dashboard. Joe, I would have to make a dashboard for you in order for you to access it. So let's talk afterwards about that, or towards the end. All right, so basically we've gotten through adding students, pausing subscriptions, changing schools. So if that's all okay, let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing would be making classes, making adventures, and then assigning adventures. So first of all, for making a class, this is quite easy. Go to classes, then go to new class, give your class a name. So let's do Saturday 10 a.m., something like that. Then we just choose the students from here. You can search them as well here. And then when we hit create class, that is done. Easy enough. Then we should see that in the classes list. So if we go to classes, my classes, search Saturday, there it is, Saturday at 10. So again, you can view the contents of the class. You can delete the class here. You can view what has been assigned to the class here. You can, again, remove students. Very good. Okay. Once we've created a class, we can now create adventures and assign them. So we'll just go to adventures, create adventure, and then we'll give the adventure a name. Give me a name for this adventure. I think Gabe's talking, but he's muted.
You mute me.
I didn't.
I'm just gonna be funny. Don't worry about it. Yes.
All right. Okay. All right.
Adam's
Animals.
World.
Go Canada. Go Canada.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with animals for now. All right.
Yeah, man. Animals.
Okay, then we choose our learning aim. We can be writing the word, writing the sentence, saying the word, or saying the sentence. In general, I would stay away from writing the sentence because it's quite time consuming. And advanced students might really enjoy it, but lower level students will find it just too long. So I'd avoid this one. So let's do spelling the word, or actually say the word. Go to next. And then let's choose our words. Gorilla. And just click them from the list there. You have a preview of the
gorilla. It's a gorilla.
Sometimes there'll be an example, a sentence picture as well. Key. There we go. So for example, for the sentence, where's the monkey? We have a different image for that. You can choose up to 8 words. And then when that's done, we'll hit next. Really quick, some other interesting things here that some people might not know. If you're preparing a lesson for phonics, you can actually click right here. It says search for phonics and sight words. If we click this and then search words like, we'll get this type of entry. So that way, when they're playing the game, they'll be reading the words from here. And they won't get the image. So it's training them to read phonics or sight words. I think it's quite useful for sight words. For example, if you're going to do maybe some ACAN practice or a reading text, and there's a few words in it that you think are going to be difficult for the kids to read, like something like sometimes or something, you can give them a little bit of practice with that before they do the reading, and it'll just help it to go more smoothly. Okay. That's the main thing for creating an adventure. I guess I should actually finish one here. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to go with just 5 words here. Hit next, and then hit create. So after that, we can assign that to the class. So we've got an adventure named animals with a random list of reading words. So not a very useful adventure, but here we go. So hold on, let me not go too quickly. So go to adventures, assign adventure. Now here we can choose from the adventures that we created, or we can choose adventures from the bundles, the content bundles that are in the app. So first, let me show you with the adventures we created. So we go to adventure, animals. Oops, hit search. There it is. Click that. Hit next. Choose our class, which was Saturday 10. Hit next. And this is also very important. You can set the start date and the end date. So if you want to plan your content for the whole year, you can just assign along your calendar all the way till the end of the year, and then it will automatically go to the student's app on that schedule, and also disappear when you want. The default is 2 months. I think that's probably a good amount of time. Longer than that, and it might pile up. Shorter than that, they might miss it. So, but if you want to make it disappear quicker or give them more time, you can change the end date. So let's hit assign, and you should get a confirmation message. There it is. It got it, and now that has gone to those students' app. Seeing a question in the chat. Okay. All right. So there we go. That is assigning adventures. Oh, let me just show you the flow for assigning from bundles. So we'll go to, let's go to home again. Adventures. Assign adventures. This time we'll click on bundles. And here you can choose from, you can scroll down the list. There's quite a lot of bundles there. But let's say you're using TRW. Shout out to Eric. I think I saw you there. Hit search. Okay, if you search TRW, you're going to get the readers. And if you search think, you should get think, read, write the books. There we go. Select that. And then you can choose your content. It's all sorted by units and pages. Click that. And go to next. Again, choose the class. Hit next. Now, here's an important point that some of you might want to remember. Here it gives you the option to pick a learning aim. If you're using bundled content, the aims are pre-selected, and I'd recommend that you leave it the way it is. There are some cases where if you change the aim, for example, spell the word, write the word, say the sentence, say the word, it might work, but generally the content for bundles has been designed to fit with certain aims. So for example, if you do one of those CVC phonics ones where you're seeing the written word and you have to say it, but you set it to write the word, then the students will just be copying the word from the slide, and that's not particularly useful practice. So let's hit assign, and got it. And now we have sent a lesson from TRW2 to our class. Great. Oh, yes. So you can also assign an adventure to an individual student. Let's see here. And this can be quite useful if you're in a class. For example, we use Gamerize quite a lot when we teach our ACAN classes. And we find when a student, for example, we might get them to go through a page and just underline the words they're not sure about. So they'll underline those, and then the teacher can quickly just grab those, make an adventure, and then assign it directly to the individual student. So if you want, you can, to assign to a student, we can go to students, my students, let's assign it to myself. Nope, not that, sorry. Go to view. Oh, wait, I've made a mistake.
I think you need to go to view adventures.
Thank you, Mackie. Wait, hold on a second here. Oh, okay. Students, my students.
View
Click on here, or yeah, view, right? View,
and
view
view
adventures.
adventures.
Oh, that's right. So, sorry, I went a little too quickly there. Let me just do that one more time. I apologize, everyone. Now I understand why you need the refresher. It seems like I need one too. Okay. Students, my students, view adventures, and then assign adventure. And then we have the same flow as before. We can choose from the adventures we made or the bundles. Okay, there we go. Let's see what's next. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the analytics. So for analytics, we'll click here, or sorry, here. Both are the same. So we have a few different things that we can look at. The two that I probably look at the most are the login stats and also the words studied. So quickly, let's take a look at the login stats. And then if we tap here, we can take a look at app login stats, game login stats, and app check-in stats. Check-in will give you the number of times the app's been open. App login stats will give you the amount of time that the students have spent with the app open. It could be on the Kingdom screen. Game login will be the amount of time they've spent actually playing the mini games or the battles. So I might start here. So this is a dashboard. Only I've been in here a bit, and there's been one more account that's been used today. So we can see that I've used Gamerize for 14 hours this current week. So it's filtered by time, and it's always, the default is 1 week. But if you want to see further back, you can go back a couple months and just hit search again, and then it'll give you the cumulative stats over that time period. Yeah, game login stats is also the same, but this again, it'll be a smaller number. It'll show you how much time they've spent specifically playing games. And then if I tap on that, we do have the individual students analytics as well. This will be overall since they started using the app. And then this would be the current week. And then we have a list of errors that they've made as well. The errors, I also get a lot of questions about this. Currently, they are ranked by frequency. So if we'll see that the top error has been made 3 times, so that will be at the top. And then they decrease below that. When the errors are reviewed, this count can actually be reduced. So if they do the error review monster, there's a monster on the Kingdom that's glowing green. I think I better show that so people know what I'm talking about. Where is he? Where's all my monsters? Oh dear. There he is. So if you see this monster here is glowing kind of with a bit of a greenish aura, this review monster is recycling the errors that I've made. So the content that you saw on the dashboard, that error list will be recycled more through this monster. And when you defeat this monster and review that content, it will lower that number of errors. Question from AS. For analytics, we focus on game login time more than app login. You said you look at app login more. Could you explain why?
You get the question, Adam. So we look at like the mini games, how
Yep.
much in there. When you started so you said you looked at app login more, that word study. Is there a reason why you look at the app login more?
No, probably game login is more important, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think the balance is kind of important as well. Like what often I'll do is take a look at a particular student like this. And then if we see like right here, this would be a problem.
Right.
The student
Right.
spent 14 hours this week with the app open, but only 9 minutes in the game. We might go, okay, they're just leaving it open on the desk, watching the people walk around in the kingdom or something.
Right.
Yeah. Most of the time, you'll see a pretty close balance. It would be like 2/3 or more in the games.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
depends.
Okay.
Thanks. That was a good
Thank you.
question.
Thank you.
Um, Yeah, are there any other questions about the analytics? I haven't really gone through it too thoroughly, but
Can you zoom out the app? We
oh, the
can.
sound,
Mm.
can you hear the river running, or there we go. Turn off the sound effects. Just a second. Oops. There we go. Okay. Yeah, other useful things here. Again, words studied might tell you, well, nobody's in this sample dashboard, nobody's studied any words, but looking at that would be useful. Also, you can filter them by aim to see whether they're working on spelling mostly, writing sentences, saying words. Maybe I should use this with a dashboard with some actual data in it. Uh, Goodness, where's our dashboard? Hold on. There we go. Okay, so if we go to words studied, you'll get the total number again for this week. But if we want, we can look at how many spelling words were done. Just hit search to refresh it. And how many were done with the saying the sentence aim. There we go. So it goes down quite a bit for that. And then other one, yeah, no check-in stats could be useful. Oh, Mackie. You haven't been using Gamerize very much, so those, if you're trying to find ways to kind of encourage students or find students that are not engaging with the app as much, you can go to this list. It is helpful if you remove students that are not in your school anymore so that you don't get clutter from that. In our case, that is one of the issues. But yeah, that would be the way we tend to use it. Okay. Yep. Any more questions about the analytics before I move on? Let me just stop share and look at you guys for a second. All good? I've got 4 faces there, all nodding yes. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, great. So next, then let's jump in and try to run a classroom battle. Has everyone or do most of you have the app on a device nearby? You do? Okay, so I'm going to give you some sample accounts that you can use to join the battle. And so I've made an Excel sheet here. I'm just going to copy the link and put that in the chat. So if you access that link, you will see this Excel sheet and then choose one of these accounts. So these are the usernames and here are the passwords. I've chosen SS010. So I just put my name there. You don't have to put your name if you don't want. You could just put taken or something like that. But choose one of these accounts. And then you can use that to log in to the app. I'll just give you a couple minutes to complete that. More going. So once you've chosen your login credentials, please go into the app and log in using those credentials and just stay on the Kingdom screen. Seeing a comment. I can't write it down. Could you please give me one I can use? Okay, Sai, I'm going to give you SS18. All good. Okay, I think I've seen less activity on this sheet now, so I will move on. So next, let's create a battle. Is this the right one, Maki? Hold on. Yes, okay, good. Okay. Let's see. Are we all there? Gabe, did you have trouble? Did you choose one of those login credentials?
Oh, so I suppose choose one of those. That's what.
Yep.
Okay, I
Yep.
chose one.
You got
Okay,
one?
I'm there then. I guess.
Great, great. Okay.
Later on.
Okay, so here we go. So to set up the battle, we'll go to class battle. It says beta. This needs to be removed. It's fully functional and it's been thoroughly tested now and is working well. But we'll click on class battle here. Then go to new class battle. Now I've already created a class for everyone today. So I'll click on this class, hit next, and then we can again choose the content that we've created or choose from the bundles. Let's actually use that strange animals adventure we made before. Animals. Hit next. Now we can choose a monster. We're still iterating on the difficulty level of these monsters. We recently added 2 more here, and these are very difficult. Level 5 has been set to be nearly impossible to beat, so that the kids never kind of go like, wow, we've beaten all of them. It is possible, but it would be very difficult. The first 3 are quite easy. So if you use the Fire Mage, the kids will probably be able to beat it within maybe 5 minutes or so. So let's go with let's go with the Evil King here. This should be pretty quick. Click on that, hit next. That's all set. Now I hit create. So if you are on the Kingdom screen now, you should be able to hit the battle button on the bottom left side. So I'm seeing some people are already joining in the lobby. Just to make sure everyone knows, I'll just stop sharing for a second. So on the app, right over here, there's a button that says battle. Ooh, that doesn't show very well. Oh no, that's the wrong side. Sorry. Mirror image. Right over here, there's a button that says battle. If you tap that, there we go. If you tap that, you'll enter this lobby screen. And oh, the class battle disconnected. Oh, I think okay, let's try it. Oh, uh-oh. I think I need to try this again. I think I left this screen for a moment and that might have stopped the battle. apologies. Let's do this one more time. Hold on. Okay. Hold on a second here. Oh dear. Okay, just a second. I actually need to close this and reopen. Apologies, everyone. Let's do that again. Okay, so you're going to need to go hit on the classroom, the battle button again. And it should be connecting right now. There we go. Okay, and I will start the battle now. And there we all are. So go ahead and start fighting. Feel free to make a couple mistakes to see the counterattack. Oh, somebody disappeared. No.
I feel like you should unmute everyone, Adam, to get the experience.
I don't know how to do that. Hold on, you're right. I can't unmute.
We'll try to be extra exciting here.
Thank you. So as you're playing, everyone, you can also, on the dashboard where the screen is, the battle is shown, you can open up the live stats and see who is making mistakes and who's getting correct answers. And we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in battle. The monster's health bar buffers depending on the number of players.
Adam, how did you get the live stats again? Sorry.
All right, so right at the bottom left, there's an arrow here, and that shows it. And let's see. Right, yeah, so they are changing functions a bit. Almost there. And just a couple more. There we go. Beating him even after he's dead. Oh no. After it's finished, you do get a summary. So this will show how everyone scored. You may or may not want to make that competitive. It's kind of nice for the kids to celebrate together, having all defeated the monster. Yep, and then when that's done, yeah, basically you're finished with that. We can go to home, and everyone should get kicked out on the app. Afterwards, there is a record kept as well, so we can go to class battle history. And then here is the battle we just had. If we view that, we'll see who joined, who got how many correct answers, and how many mistakes they made. I think this feature is really nice to use as a kind of test, as it doesn't sort of give the students the opportunity to study up. They're kind of thrown right in. They're being tested on the questions. If instead of doing a quiz, which can be kind of stressful or a bit of pressure on the students, you can throw them into a battle and you get a little bit of data on it as they're going, but you can also easily look around the room and see who is participating a lot, who's getting answers correct, who's making mistakes, and then possibly give them some more help with what they were struggling with. Okay, any questions about the classroom battle? Everyone's good? I'm sure I'll get questions. I do get a lot of questions all the time, so I'm sure that many of you will follow up with questions on Facebook or email.
So who create the class battle? We have to create the class battles. The teachers have to do it, or this?
Yeah, it's this as I just showed. You do it
Yeah,
through
yeah.
the dashboard.
Okay, because there were a lot of problems, right? I tried to log in and stuff. I was logged out like 5 times, 6 times.
Yeah, that could be just a connectivity issue.
Okay.
In class, it shouldn't really come up.
It should go that smooth because sometimes kids are really, the attention span is really low. So
Yeah, for sure. Make sure
yeah.
your internet connectivity is good. And if
Okay,
if you're using a lower spec device, make sure that you lower the quality settings to make sure that it isn't causing too much strain on the device. I think in the battle screen, there should be a number that indicates kind of how much CPU is being used. So if that goes up really high, often that could be the issue as well.
All right, I'll try it. Thanks.
Great. What was I going to say? One last thing there. Yep. Okay. So the last thing really quick, there's a couple little things in the settings in Gamerize that a lot of students don't or teachers don't know about, which are quite useful. So if we go to the settings panel at the top right over here, one of the things is the voice recognition settings. If you have students that are really struggling with it, you can actually lower the pass level manually. So we'll go to voice recognition settings. The default is adaptive, which means that the pass level is going to raise or lower depending on the level of the student. So ideally, it'll keep getting a little bit more challenging until they start to kind of struggle with it, and then maybe lower a bit and keep it in that sweet spot. But some students, really just kind of struggle with it, and we want to keep it easy for them. So you can just click there and hit easy. And then this will make the pass scoring for the voice recognition. It'll set it to 30%, which is a good number for if they're actually saying the word, it should work. They shouldn't be able to trick it so much. But they can, even if the pronunciation's a bit off, it'll still give them a correct answer. So that's a useful one. One more thing. Oh, this one. So a lot of students progress quickly and they don't do all of their review. And maybe they don't need to do so much of that review. So one thing you can do is access the review battle list. So if we click over here, let's see. Takes a moment to load because I've done quite a lot of content. But this will give you the list of things that are on the monsters that are on my map are reviewing this content all the way down there. So for example, this is easy. We don't really need to practice this anymore. We can click that and then hit here. and hit yes. And now that review will no longer appear. If a student, for example, starts a new year and you just want to start fresh, you can also click all. So I've got 93 reviews in my system. If I hit yes, that will just erase all of those and they won't appear again. Yeah, and you can just select all from the current page if you like as well. So that's one feature that maybe a lot of school owners don't know about, but it's quite useful. Oh, thank you. Okay. Last thing, if you're using lower spec devices, or for example, like Amazon Fire, we have added another quality setting to it. This is best to access on the login page. So we'll just go to quality settings. Currently it's on high. We can set that. It used to be just go high, medium, low, but we added very low for, again, older Amazon Fires and things like that. If you hit that and go to OK, and then hit play, it will probably pop up it pops up here again. Again, I think it's already changed to very low, but go there. So there you can see that the art is a little bit grainier. You'll also notice the people are not walking around the kingdom anymore. So it runs more smoothly, but of course you lose a little bit of the resolution in the process. And you mentioned Jinko settings. Is that Mackie?
I think you just did.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay. And that pretty much brings me to the end of what I wanted to cover. Is there anything that I didn't cover that you're interested in knowing about?